Welcome to Kids on Trucks. I'm Chris. This is Waylon. We're working on a 1978 Toyota Land Cruiser, and today we're going to reupholster the seats. Today's episode is brought to you by Cool Cruisers of Texas, your home for all your FJ40 needs. Cool Cruisers of Texas has supplied us with the seat covers for today's project. The Cool Cruisers seat covers are hand stitched by Oscar. He has been doing this for over 12 years. He is hands down the best upholsterist in Texas. These seat covers are made of marine Naugahyde vinyl. They're a better quality than the OEM vinyl. Yeah, they're nice. These seat covers are water resistant, mildew resistant, and UV protected, so they're not going to wear out like the original ones will. These seat covers are stitched with heavy duty nylon. They're cut to the same pattern as the original Land Cruiser seat covers were. Here's a before shot of the seats. You can see the driver's seat cushion is completely gone. The upholstery's all gone. The backs of the seats have got some tears in them, so they're starting to go. And the passenger seat's in a little better shape, but still needs some work. And the backs of this one are all torn up as well. The seat cover kit from Cool Cruisers comes with two of the rear jumper seat covers. So you get one bottom for each jumper seat, and then you also get one back for each jumper seat. You get two of the front seat bottoms, and then you get two of the front seat back covers. Couple other things you should have while doing this. Not a bad idea to get some adhesive foam spray, a Phillips head screwdriver, pair of pliers, 17mm wrench, 12mm wrench. Your Cool Cruisers kit is also going to come with the hog rings and the hog ring pliers, and you also get a bag of Phillips head screws. We're gonna start with the driver's side lower seat, and I've removed the extra old upholstery and the foam that were on there. There's a couple of screws that hold this seat in place, so you just take those out, and then you should be able to take your bottom plate off of the seat. So hopefully the cushion from your seat is still intact and you can reuse it. Otherwise, you'll have to figure something else out, because this foam's not included with the seat cover kit from Cool Cruisers. So the first thing you want to do is make sure your bottom seat cover is turned inside out.
Dada?
Yeah, it's the crescent wrench. Oh, thank you. You're gonna take this tab here and pull it through the hole in the cushion from the top to the bottom. When you set this on there, you want to make sure it's pretty well centered and lined up on the edges of the foam and the edges of the cover. So next, we're going to take this tab here, and we're going to hog tie it to this spring here on the seat, just like that. So you take your hog ring pliers and a hog ring, set them in there just like so. And we're gonna try and get the seat cover and the cushion pretty well centered. And bring that bar down to the spring. And I'm gonna put a hog tie ring right in the middle there and clamp it down. Okay, Good. Now I'll put a couple more on there. Alright, so I got 3 hog rings in there. Just take some of your adhesive foam spray. Doesn't take a whole lot, but what we're going to do now is just put a little bit of adhesion on the plate here to help keep that foam in place while we're getting the upholstery pulled over. I'm going to put some of that spray on the back, just for good measure. I'm going to take some of that spray and do the top of the foam so that the seat cover sticks where I put it, and so it doesn't move around on us while we're trying to get everything pulled over the sides. Shake it up good. You want to spray some on there? Oh, don't point it toward yourself. This way. Watch your fingers. Ready? Here. There you go, like that. Okay, again, make sure that your upholstery is centered and lined up with the edges. I'm going to start on one of the front corners and just start folding this upholstery over and work my way around. Alright, now we've got our seat cover installed. Edges are nice and clean. They're not all wrinkled or bunched up. Alright, so we're going to flip our seat over and start clipping it and pulling the edges over the corner. Okay, like so. So your seat plate has already got the clips or the little anchor points for the hog rings. So you just got to go around, pull the vinyl tight, and hook it on to those anchor points. So I'm going to start in the front of the seat. Just make sure I'm pulling this real tight. So just work your way around. See, we've got the front of the seat pulled tight. It's not bunching up or getting wrinkled. No. Don't dump those. No, wait, I need those. So now we've got all of our vinyl pulled tight and clamped around the edges. So this seat cover, or this seat, is ready to reinstall. But before we reinstall this, we're gonna go ahead and do the back of this seat. Hi, buddy. Before you remove the back of the seat or take the vinyl cover off while it's still bolted into the truck, pull your headrest out, because these headrests are pretty difficult to get removed. You just gotta lean into it and pull up on the headrest, and it should slide right out. Now we can remove the back of the seat, and remove this vinyl cover, the old one, and install the new one. To remove the back of the seat, we're just going to take off this bolt and this bolt, and then there's one more bolt on the other side, right here, right there. So we're just going to take those off. Back of the seat should come out, and then we can remove the vinyl. Sound good, Waylon? Cool. I should also mention that I already removed the steel plate on the back of the seat. There's just some Phillips screws that go in there. I will be reinstalling that when we're done. And it'll look like the passenger seat here, which I've already completed. So with your back removed, you can start pulling the old vinyl off of it. Keep in mind there's a couple of plastic clips on here that you want to try and salvage. So I've just cut this old vinyl since I'm not going to be reusing it. So I can work it around those plastic clips like so. And then starting from the bottom, you can start peeling your vinyl off of there. And about halfway up the seat, you're going to run into some hog clips. So you can just use some pliers or wire cutters to get those removed. It's a filter. Yeah, it's the oil filter. Yeah, we're going to save that for another episode. You want to put it back? So with your new seat cover, you want to start with the seat cover inside out. Yeah, we're gonna save that for another episode. Yeah. You want to make sure that your pattern side is going to be on the front of the seat. Go ahead and start folding this over. And then once you get about halfway, you're gonna try and make sure your seam is straight, it's not getting bunched up. So we decided to move this out of the cruiser where we got a little more room. But basically, I'm gonna take a hog ring, I'm gonna wrap it around that tab there, puncture that, and clip it onto the metal anchors that are in there. Alright, so we got the front of the seat cover hog ring down. Now we're gonna make sure that we're pulling the vinyl real tight so that you've got a nice even non-bunched up seam at the top. And then you're gonna do the same thing to the back side on those anchor points. And just you're basically just gonna fold the front over and fold the back over and put a couple of hog rings in there to keep them together. Hi, Waylon. So we've got our seat back all covered. So now we're going to reinstall the seats. We're going to start with the lower seat first and then put the upper seat on. You're going to have to cut a couple of holes where the bolts go. Oh, yeah. Thank And now for your headrest, you're going to do the same thing and just cut a couple of small X's where the legs of the headrest go through. So when you're done with the headrest holes, it should look something like that. Put it back in there. And like that, we've got our front seats reupholstered. They look 1.5 million times better than they did before. So next we'll get started on the rear seats. We're gonna get started on the rear seats, and the first thing we'll do is pull off all these Phillips head screws that hold the upholstery on the bottom of the seat. We've got all the Phillips head screws pulled out. We should be able to pull the old seat cover off now. All right, Waylon. Okay, there's our old seat cover. You can throw that in the trash. So now, get the foam out of our way. So now that we got the foam out of there, we'll go ahead and pull this mounting bolt here for the frame so we can get to the screws on the back side of the upper part of the jumper seat.
This?
Yeah.
This?
Mm-hmm. It's a magnet.
Please.
What?
Help
What do you want? Oh, that's good.
you. This.
Oh, ratchet. Okay.
Hi.
Now we got our seat out. And we can pull all the Phillips head screws off the back of it. Alright, got all the screws out so we can pull the upper part of the seat cover off. Ooh, there's the old seat cover.
This.
Yeah,
This.
yeah.
Home.
Foam,
That.
foam.
That.
It's soft. Are you going to go night-night? So just like the front seats, we're going to make sure we pull all the vinyl tight and put the Phillips head screws back. And that should be about it. Pretty straightforward.
No. This. This. That. We pull this. Oh. We go.
Yeah, I need that in there. It goes in here.
This.
I think we're missing a screw. Good thing Cool Cruisers of Texas sent us extra screws. Okay, we're all finished reupholstering the jumper seat. Got all the screws back in place. The upholstery's pulled tight. It's not bunched up anywhere. Got the back nice and situated. And the old seats look on.
Help me.
There you go. You okay?
Yes.
Good.
Can we
Okay.
help me?
The old seats are all ripped up back here on the edges and back here too. So the new upholstery looks great. That's all we've got for this episode. Thanks for watching.